Hey there, lovely people. Welcome to Be Your Best You with Tash and Becky, your go-to hangout for all things spiritual, subconscious, and downright magical. We're here to sprinkle a little mystical wisdom into your everyday life and help you level up your reality.
Picture this as your cosmic coffee date, where we chat about the unseen world, blend in some psychology vibes and stir up the subconscious magic. Get ready to be the queen of your own reality, live a life that lights you up and have a blast doing it.
So grab your latte or your tea and let's dive into another episode of Be Your Best You, where the mystical meets the mundane and your best life awaits.
Cheers to creating magic together.
Let's do this.
Hi! Welcome back to another episode of Be Your Best You with Tash
And Becky, the Bash edition.
And today on the show, we are about to blow your mind. We're talking about the fact that you live in a simulation.
Yeah.
Okay, so bear with us on this one. We've given you some instructions in the episode, some instructions to follow whilst you listen to this episode. Yeah, but we feel really strongly that we wanted to share this episode going in at the start of 2026 to maybe shift some things in you, give you some aha moments or a little bit of an activation to help you maybe go into 2026 with a different perspective of reality and of who you are. And this is going to blow things out of the water around manifestation, the stuff that we've kind of, spoken about in the past, and the way that manifestation is spoken about and thought of and dealt with. And really just honestly how you live your life and start creating things from a very, very different perspective of reality and of who you are. Oh, it's crazy. I'm so excited for this one.
We want everybody to be on board with this.
Yeah.
But if it's not right for you now, please come back to it another time, because at some point you are going to get it.
Yes. And the reason we're talking about it is because we have been integrating this for the last couple of months, haven't we? And it's actually been a game changer for us in every way. And we're going into 2026 feeling like freaking anything is possible for us, for you guys as well. And we're really, really, really excited. So we just want to share it with you. I hope you can feel our energy in it. And we hope you enjoy. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
Hey guys, can we ask you a favour?
Can we ask, if you haven't already, please make sure that you're following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you can get updated with all the latest episodes every week when they come out. You never know, it might just be the thing that you need to hear at that time. Also, don't forget you can watch us on YouTube, so make sure you head over there and subscribe to us there.
And share with all your friends.
Thanks, guys. Today on the show, we are talking about the fact that you are living in a simulation.
Oh, don't freak out like I did.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. Tash is going to walk us through this.
And it's going to feel so good.
Yes.
But before we start the episode, there's a couple of disclaimers, statements, prerequisites that I want to state to you all, because I think it will help you digest this information and it will help you take the most out of it.
Yeah.
So, one, getting into
She's
my...
getting bossy.
I am. The reason that we thought, well, actually, it was me. We were supposed to be talking about something different today, weren't we? And I was like, in the space of half an hour between seeing you, I was like, no, something else has come through. We need to do this instead. So the reason I think that we need to talk about this is because recently we've been referring to this concept in bits and pieces with other things that we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Assuming that you guys know what we're talking about or are on board, and I think that we just need to talk about this topic as a whole, because too, this has been something that has been very relevant in our lives in the last, say, couple of months.
Yeah.
And we've always said we started this podcast for this reason, and we've carried and continued this theme all the way through, is that we want to talk about the things that we are directly living through. That is what we've always done. That everything that we talk about on this show is because we are experiencing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to note, because in this spiritual world, in the esoteric unseen world where we're talking about all of these things that are not tangible, it's really easy to start throwing out facts and throwing out theories and throwing out things that you've read or heard and you just wrote off. It's a very different thing to experience it in real life and to embody it, or at least begin to embody it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of up here, intellectualized up in your head with this stuff. But none of that's really any good unless you start putting it into practice. And so the things that we talk about, I mean, you know this about me, don't you? I don't like talking about stuff until I've at least experienced it for a while for myself and I understand it and have embodied it to a certain level, so that I can then talk about it. I don't just like reeling off facts that I've learned. I take a long time to process loads of information, start putting it into practice, and then I feel comfortable to talk about it. So that's why we have got here in the last couple of months. So this is something that's very prevalent in our lives, what we're living in our experience at the moment. And the reason we want to share it with you is because a lot of our podcast topics in the bash episodes are going to be focused around this perspective and this understanding. And also it has made us have this, for lack of a better term, and let's keep it trendy, a quantum shift, a timeline jump, an identity jump, whatever you want to call it. Having this understanding and realization come in has shifted things massively for us in a space of a month, really. It is, isn't it?
Quick.
It's so quick. I mean, and we've spoken about this before in the first bash episode, the first episode of series 3, about how this shifted you it was in one session, wasn't it? It was in a moment. Now, obviously, we've been talking about this stuff for a couple of months, but then you had this massive shift and everything's changed for you, hasn't it? So the reason that, like, I really feel called to share this is because for those of you that are ready to hear this, it could be the missing piece you now need to kind of unlock another part of remembrance for you, so that you can do the same thing. If you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling there's something now that I'm missing, there's something else, I'm just not quite getting it, it could be this, and it might not be. And so this is the third thing that I want to say, the third disclaimer before we go into it, is that please remember, and it should go without saying, but I'm going to say it again anyway. It's so important with all of this, again, this esoteric, spiritual, non-tangible stuff, that people can talk as though it's fact. And we don't know.
No.
None of us know. None of us can say for certain sure, this is how it is, this is how things work, this is what's going on. We cannot. And if anyone does, I'm like, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to, well, I'll accept what you say and I'll take on board what you're saying. But, you know, because we don't know, let's be honest. But what I do know is that I have spent enough years now trying to empower myself, build up my intuition, trust my intuition, and acknowledge the sensitivities and connection to energy, to the information that I've always had all my life, but have never realized that I've got it. So I've spent a long time and a lot of effort, energy, dedication, money in trying to do this. And now I'm at a point where I trust my knowings that I get and the messages that I get. And when I trust them and when I live by them, life gets easier. Things make sense. I have shifts that I've wanted. And most importantly, if I am a little bit close to remembering something, I'm not sure that what I've forgotten, but I feel like I'm getting closer to remembering the full truth. And that's the most important, that word there, truth. When you hear these things, when you do the work like we're doing, like you guys are all doing, I'm sure, in your own ways, when you start paying attention to your intuition, when you start waking up and realizing there's a hell of a lot more going on than we've been told, you come across certain things that just feel like the truth inside your body, and it can make no logical sense to your logical mind, and it goes against all the conditioned beliefs that we have of what reality looks like and how things are supposed to play out and who we are. But there is something inside of you that just feels like, oh God, this is true.
And you fight against that, don't you?
A lot. Well, yes, but I don't now.
No.
Or I try not to
Yeah.
as much as I can. And so the information that we're sharing on the podcast, the information that I'm sharing here today is coming from my truth. And so I want to make it very explicitly clear. I am not saying that this is the truth, but this feels like my truth. I know it's a lot of other people's truths as well. And like I said, we've had incredible shifts from it, changes from it. And so I ask you guys to listen to this episode with a sense of curiosity.
Yeah.
Drop any fear you may have just for this hour of this podcast. Because I know it can trigger fear in people, because we'll talk about that later. It definitely did with you, didn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, our episode, the first one of season 3, explains why you have that fear. So go back and listen to that one if you haven't listened to that one. But be open and just allow this episode to almost be an activation of remembrance. See that thing I said about the truth, you can feel it. Just listen to it. Pay attention to how it truly makes you feel. If you can drop the fear, any feeling of like, oh, no, this can't be right. I can't bear that. Like, that's too much. Or if I'm making you feel a little bit like, oh, eye roll, oh, Tasha's gone too far now. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
But just try and put that to the side for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Listen to this episode and see if you get any of those feelings of truth. See if it makes you feel like, oh, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And some people are like we were saying before, this has been a journey for us to get here, right? Hasn't it? Like, and I've known this intellectually for a long time, but it hasn't sunk in.
No.
That embodiment part.
No.
It's just embodied, and I'm like, oh my God, it feels like everything's just gone.
Yeah.
And like I've got some kind of cheat code to the universe. Now, I've said that before, but this feels like a deeper layer.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very sure there's going to be loads more layers. But at the moment, this is like another layer I feel like I've unlocked and uncovered. And I just hope that, like that it could potentially do that for some of you. But if it doesn't resonate with you, it's absolutely fine. Just leave it, and you never know. You might come back in 6 months or a year, and it's exactly what you need to hear.
That's it. And I think listen to it and not feel like you have to understand it as well, because sometimes, like, I would listen to these things and, oh, I just don't get it. Listen to it anyway, because like you said, Tash, pay attention to how it feels as opposed to trying to intellectually understand it, because it is so huge, isn't it? And we don't want that to put anybody off.
No.
Because you never know what you might pick up from this.
Exactly. And as with all things with us, we try and make it fun. Like, this whole journey for us has been about remembering fun, hasn't it?
Yeah. You do that, and that makes everything better.
Because it is fun. Okay, yeah, it's a bit scary because it's like shaking our whole reality up. But when you realise what is actually opening up to you, the limitlessness, that magical feeling that we felt as kids, where we believed that we could fly, or that when we pretended to drink tea in our little teapots, there was actually tea in there. It's all of that. It brings back that magical feeling. Like I've said before, the feeling I used to get when I would read Enid Blyton books about the fairies and the faraway trees.
I love it when you do this, because if I had a friend that was like me, well, you know, which, you know, is obviously going to happen. You're going to have two of you feeding off each other, and you'll both be terrified, and you'll just shut down and you won't explore anymore. You'll say, this is too big. But if you just listen to how Tash makes everything feel and sound, and you can picture it, you know, just her saying there about your little tea party and, you know, pouring out your tea, and it just makes everything wondrous, and it reframes everything. And that's so important, because I think if I had a friend like me, we'd be miserable.
and hiding under your bed.
Honestly. Yeah, like, let's just can this.
Yeah.
This is let's do something else.
Back to the programme. Just a sec. Okay, so let's dive in. Now, I think, again, it's important to say the simulation theory isn't mine. Like, I don't make stuff up. Like, and I'm not claiming for any of this to be like made up. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, everybody knows me. I'm a sucker for knowledge. I'm like a sponge, and I love to like read, explore everything in every direction. Like nothing's out of bounds for me anymore, and I kind of read everything, and then the way that I absorb all the information, and then the way that I work, like the way my mind works, my soul works, is that I kind of like bring it all together, make sense of it in my mind, which is why I say like I don't like talking about it until I've embodied it, make it make sense in my mind, get some experience around it, and then I like to kind of reflect it back in a really, really simple way, in a way that I see it, using the intuitive information that I then glean from it around the way. And so yes, it's based on things that I've like read and learnt about and other people have talked about, but then I kind of bring in my own messages and my own understanding of it. And that's what I kind of want to share here. So I'm trying to make it really, really simple. The way that I see it, like I said, I'm not saying it's the truth or it's the way, but it's the way I see it, the way I've understood it, and the way, most importantly, that's helped me feel like I've just had, like I said, I've kind of cracked another layer of the code. And it's really made me feel like I'm going into 2026 like with, oh my freaking God, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. And we were saying today earlier, weren't we? It's like, this is the first year where we've really gone in with just expansion.
Yeah.
And possibility.
Yeah. I just feel like joyous. Like we're going to reap the benefits of all the work of this year.
Yes.
And like you said, it's like the shedding year, isn't it? Year of the snake. And we've all been working so hard, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's been fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've got you make everything fun. So that helps. But it has been fun and curious and all those magical things, but also scary.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to integrate, haven't you? Which is quite like exhausting on the body. I think towards the end of this year, I've had to like rest a lot as well. And I think that's all part of trying to integrate this like huge information. So yeah, as you said, going into next year, I feel that it's just going to be a lighter year, another important year, but we're going to enjoy it and reap the benefits.
Yes. And, you know, as this episode airs, it's going to be the beginning of January. Yeah. So we're already in 2026, but we are at the start. And this is another thing, like we wanted to do this episode as well to kind of close down, like you said, this year of 2025, which has been bullshit for a lot of people. But in a good, honestly, like it's been really crap for so many people. But again, from this higher perspective, it's all for a reason. We're shedding all the stuff that we cannot take and do not want to take into 2026. And this is why we kind of, again, wanted to do this episode, because we want to set you up with a new perspective, a new way of looking at this new year, fresh now, coming out of, like we said, all of this stuff that you've dumped, whether you realise it or not, in 2025. So simulation. Okay. Let's go. What I don't even know where I'm going with this, so I'm just going to start kind of talking.
Where do you start?
Where do you start? It's big, but we'll start talking and we'll see where it goes. But what I have really kind of started to embody in the last month or so is the fact that we are absolutely in a very, very sophisticated, very intelligent AI holographic simulation.
Oh, don't run away. Okay, stay with us. Because I know me a couple of months ago would be like, next.
Skip. Tasha's lost it. Okay, so I remember when I came across this theory years and years ago before this, I was the same. I was like, no, we're not. Nonsense. No. And it was really based on fear.
Yes.
And I know now that it was because it was shaking the foundations of what I believe reality was. And if we're in a simulation, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
That's scary to me. That doesn't seem like that could be possibly be a good thing. What you're saying, I don't really exist properly? Like, because I didn't have, my consciousness wasn't at a level where I could understand what that really meant. And so as humans, and in the programming that we have been brought up into and evolved in, it's always coming from fear of the unknown. We never look at things that we don't know. Well, most of us don't look at things that we don't know, look at unfamiliar things. Uncertainty is, wow, the possibilities.
Yeah.
We go, oh my God, this is awful. This is fear. It's something to be scared of. So so going back to this, right, what I now understand with my consciousness kind of expanded and all of the things, all of the many, many concepts that I now have a better understanding of, a deeper understanding of, things that I didn't even know back then, all the stuff we talk about in this podcast, now I can understand and look at it and go, freaking hell, this is exciting.
Yes.
This is incredible. And I also think that even back then when I first heard that, years and years ago, our technology has improved and like just gone skyrocketed. Stuff like ChatGPT, this AI, this artificial, is changing like every week. It's getting better every week. Now I'm not scared. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm not scared of AI, and we've had this conversation. Haven't we? I'm not, because again, I choose not to come from fear. That's a choice. It's a choice of perspective, and I choose to see it now as, wow, think of the possibilities. But to go back to what I said with this technology is evolving and increasing like exponentially, what I think and what I'm coming to realize and see is that we are all, our consciousnesses, whether we know it or not, are trying to get us to remember within the game that we're in a game and who we are. Now, I see that so much now. I can't unsee it in TV shows and movies. Like, it's like everything that's being created now. And if you pay attention now, you'll see it's like, especially when you're in the world and talking about the things that you'll see a movie and it's talking about the exact thing. And I'm like, it's like we're all going, wake up.
I know.
Wake up. And to go back to the technology, I believe that now we are getting to a point, we're so sophisticated within the game of this technology that we are now able to go, well, look, we're creating this technology within the game. Now when we put VR head goggles on and stuff, and there's like haptics, and we can actually feel like we're touching something, and we feel like when we put those goggles on, we're in that place. And then certain sophisticated ones, you can actually like feel like you're touching things as well. All of a sudden now, that's making it possible for us to believe, oh, well, this could be then a really sophisticated game. If I know I'm not touching that object in this game here that I've got on here, but it feels like I am, well, hang on a second then. Surely then this could be a game. And so sophisticated that we believe that we're touching you and we believe that this is solid, but it's not. Now, again, I can come to this conclusion, and this makes sense to me because I've studied quantum physics. And I also know that this isn't solid. We've spoken about this before. This is not solid. It's electromagnetic forces pushing against each other, which makes us think that it's solid, but it's not. It's just energy pushing again, right? So, it does feel solid, but it's not. And we know that because science has proved it. Also, and the reason I'm saying this is because this is all the concepts that I've come across over the years, which is helping me really understand that this could be a simulation now, more than likely is. Our bodies are technology. We've spoken about this before. This is a highly technologically advanced spacesuit that allows us to play in this game and have the illusion that we're feeling things. So I don't know how all these games with the VR games in real life, in this like reality that we're living in, work when you can touch things. Like, I don't know if you have to put like special gloves on, or are there things like, obviously to play in virtual reality, you have to put the goggles on. So it's no different. Our bodies are like the goggles that we put on, or the gloves that we have to put on to feel things. Right?
They're having a laugh with us, aren't they?
Well, we're having a laugh with ourselves.
They're showing us the game within the game.
Exactly.
Within the game within the game.
Right? And so it's about, I do truly think it's about this time right now is the time where we have all decided as a collective, time to wake up in the game. Like it's like lucid dreaming. You know, when you wake up in your dream.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that because
yeah.
I used to have that all the time when I was a kid.
Mm.
So that's what I feel like is happening right now. This is why I feel like for me, something has sunk in from everything that I've explored, from all the pieces of the puzzle coming together, because that's what this journey is.
Yeah.
It's a constant journey of exploring, of being curious, of being open, of following where you're being led. And my journey, because I have done that with curiosity and without choosing not to have fear.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm fearless. I'm not. But in every time that I feel fear, I will think, well, I can choose to see this way or this way, fear or love. Which
have
way
you
do
always
I see
done that? Have you?
in certain things.
Yeah.
So, with this, with the spiritual concepts, since my awakening, yes, because it was like when I woke up, because I was in such a tunnel vision, well within the programming. I mean, I was fully in the programming, in the matrix, in a high level. When I had the awakening, it was like I was free.
Yeah.
And I think I was always I think my soul was always meant to do it. So it was like I said, I was like, it was a remembrance. It was like, this is the truth. Oh my God. And then from that point, I've just been, well, you know, wonder, curiosity.
Open to everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now that's within this concept. That's not to say with human, like money, fear. All fear for me, something I'm still trying to work on a human level. But this is again why the simulation theory, it's really, really helping me with my money stuff.
Yeah.
And this is again why I want to share it.
Yeah.
Because throughout this healing journey, there's been a lot of human 3D things, money, you know, all of the typical stuff, survival, all the things that we're trying to work on when we start getting into personal growth. That's really difficult to break sometimes.
Yeah.
When I understood, even the success and the visibility stuff, the stuff where you kind of want to get out there and you want to be successful, money's always involved, isn't it? Because it runs through everything, unfortunately. But, you know, all the things that tell you can't and you're not good enough, all of that stuff, or it's not possible for you, everything. When you come out, you know, I say this all the time, don't I? Get out, higher perspective. This understanding of the fact that you are potentially in a simulation lifts you out of the human game.
And does that connect you, do you think, to your higher self when you do that?
Yeah.
So you get a glimpse of that.
Well, it's like you've taken off, like, say, we're wearing in the higher dimensions, we're wearing the virtual reality goggles. What actually, you know, we've projected our consciousness into a human suit, technological suit. It's so sophisticated. It's amazing. It's another story. It's another thing again. But so, yes, you're projecting yourself, your awareness back into the part of you, your soul that's got the goggles on, right? And so then you can go, ha!
Yeah.
That's a game.
Yeah.
Because don't we all take life so seriously? We do. And life is so serious. Survival, scarcity. It's so hard, right?
Yeah.
When you have this awareness of, oh, I'm just wearing a set of goggles and this is all a game and I chose this and I've come to learn.
Yeah.
The things that say, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'll never be successful in this career, or I'm never going to make any money. It's like, funny. This is a game. I could do whatever I want. Because then you go back to, you know, like Chris plays computer games. Charlie plays computer games. I see them, and again, it makes me chuckle because once again, it's like mirroring back. It's us creating things to help us remember what's going on. It's like Inception, isn't it? It's like, you know, that film. Like, But anyway, so in a computer game, you don't feel like, oh, well, that's not possible for me.
No, you don't.
You're like, well, I want to do that, or I'm going to go and pick up those coins.
Yeah,
it's like we were talking about the Sonic thing. We don't go in when you're playing Sonic. You don't go, oh, I've collected too many rings. I'm not worthy of those. I'll leave those rings.
Yes.
I'll just collect these.
I deserve those today.
You're just like, rings. I'll have them. They're there. I see them. I want them. I'm going to have them. And so that's what it's like when you can go up out of that perspective.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you don't have to do the work on, oh my gosh, you know, I need to look at my money wounds, and I need to look at what happened in the past, and, you know, what was I brought up with, the money stories, blah, 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 blah. Again, I'm not saying this isn't helpful. It's a journey and it's levels, and you have to go through them, because we have, and I've taken clients through that as well. But what I'm saying is we're constantly trying to evolve, and that's why we want to talk about this, because this is another evolvement that we're going through, and I think it's really important to share.
Yeah.
So when you think about it from that perspective of, well, this is a game, you don't have to worry about where your money stories come from, because you're like, well, I'm the creator of the game. I'm coding it. I can have what I want because it's a game.
Yeah. And you're not attached to anything. You're not attached to the last level that you did.
Right.
You just move forward.
Yes. You're not thinking, oh my God, where's the rings in the next level in Sonic? Where am I going to find them? How am I going to get to them? Oh, am I even going to do that? Am I even worthy of that? You're not thinking that. You're just playing the game in the moment. And so this is where it becomes a game changer.
Come on, guys.
Now I want to go a bit deeper, because that's the simple part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So understand that concept. It's a game. Stop taking things so seriously. Then I want to go to what this game is, because obviously it's a very sophisticated game, and we are coding this game in real time.
Yeah.
We are absolutely so when you're playing, let's go back to a computer game scenario. When you're playing, you've got that controller in your hand and you're playing. No one else is involved in it. No one else. So the creators of the game, created the landscape, Earth, the universe.
Yeah.
They created that. But then you are in absolute control.
Yeah.
The creators who created it at whatever gaming company created it, they're not overlooking you going, no, this isn't your destiny. I'm doing this. I'm controlling this. Oh, no, you're only going to be allowed to reach level 12. They've got nothing to do with it. You've got full autonomy. You're playing a game. You've got the handset in your hands, and you are making that game happen the way you want it to happen.
Yeah.
It's the same with life. We are the only players. We are sovereign. We have full autonomy in our game, in how it looks and in what we're experiencing.
Yeah.
That's such an important thing to remember.
It is.
And that's really hard. And I can't stress enough, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to buy into this concept.
No, because how do you then go about your normal day? You know, that's difficult, isn't it? When you think you have to imagine yourself in a game. Like you said, you have to go through this journey.
Yes.
Even though you sort of knew this from the beginning, you can't understand it, can you?
No.
Until you go through the whole cycle.
Yeah.
And, but even when you're ready, like I was ready, there was a part of me that I nearly ran away, didn't I? And I was like, oh, Tash, when you said that about the game, and I got home and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Yeah.
Because like, that's a rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's obviously, that's going to go on and on and on once you open yourself up to that.
Yeah.
And how can I just sit here and be normal? How can I just like watch telly with the kids and just cook dinner and do all the mundane things that we, do every day and switch off? Okay. But that's where Tash was so important, and like that's what I hope you guys can get from Tash, is actually she reframes it all and makes us remember why we're doing it.
Yeah.
And it is to have fun.
Yeah.
How do kids feel when they play video games? I mean, I know they get frustrated, but they do it for entertainment. They do it for fun. So again, reflecting that, they enjoy playing video games. Let's enjoy playing our video game. And then once you get into the fun of it, once you can accept it and take all of that on board and think, okay, I'm going with it. Let's just be open to this, but have fun. It's okay. You can still be normal at home.
That's what we came here for.
Yes.
We came here for the normal.
Yeah.
We came here for the connection.
We already know all that stuff,
right?
Don't we?
Exactly. We came here to have this apparent feeling of touch.
Yeah.
To have the physical connection, to taste things, to experience the duality, to experience the difficulties and the, loss and the grief and the struggle. No. It's not a struggle, because I think struggle is, again, a perspective.
Yeah.
You can choose, it's programming
That's
that there
true.
has to be a struggle. It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not saying that everything gets to be like sunshine and rainbows. Again, I've said that we came here for the duality,
Yeah.
but it's in the beliefs and how we experience it that changes whether we suffer or not.
Yeah.
So if we just go back to what I was saying about, you know, you're the one that's controlling the game. You're the one holding the controller.
Yeah.
In this reality, you haven't just got the controller. Like, we are writing the code.
Yeah.
We are the coders.
Yeah.
And this is where all the stuff that I've spoken about in the line of work that I do with the subconscious mind and your beliefs, etc. Your beliefs are, and the way you see the world, the beliefs about yourself, etc. And the bigger beliefs that we see, you know, as a collective, as a whole, of what reality is supposed to be, of what life is supposed to be. That is informing the code. That is the code. So it's projecting in our energy, and
Right.
that energy is creating our code, and is rendering this reality that we see, that we think is real life, but is actually the game that we're creating.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, it comes back to why the subconscious mindset work, everything that I do in my job, is so important, because until we get to a point where we have that full-on remembrance of, oh my God, this is who we are, and you can kind of almost transcend that, it has to start by working on the beliefs, so that you can prove to yourself, you can start proving to help you remember that, when I change a belief, it does change my external reality.
Yeah.
That's why all these things it's a process and it's a journey, and you do have to go through them. The manifesting journey, you have to go through reading The Secret and thinking like, if I think something, it can manifest. Now, obviously, we know now it's way more. There's way more to it than that. It's not. That's not as simple as it is. But it does get to be simple. But it's just so hard for us because we're so programmed in this reality as a collective as well. So what you really have to remember, and what's really, really helped me, is understanding that in every moment I am coding my reality. I am rendering my reality in this game with my beliefs. Now, again, that's not new information to me. I've been talking about this for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's a deeper level of understanding.
Yeah.
You know?
You can feel it.
Yes. I'm like, because I have remembered that I'm in a game. So before, when I wasn't thinking of it from that particular perspective, I'm like, right, no, I get it. My beliefs are, my beliefs are creating my reality. I do get that. But I'm still coming from a place of, it's still a heaviness. It's still a like, oh God, this is hard.
Yeah.
I have to change my beliefs. This is really hard because I don't know how else to be.
Yeah.
And I know how to change my beliefs. I know what I've got to do. I can do it for other people, but this is hard. And then versus when you start thinking, I'm in a game and anything's possible for me, there's a lightness there. I think that's the difference between 4D and 5D when people say this stuff. Because I can feel the lightness, the difference, and I jump in and out of it.
Yeah.
And so now, when I start having beliefs of like, oh, well, I'm never going to make that, I'm never going to be that successful, or, oh, no, that's just too hard to get that to happen, because how is that going to happen? I'd have to do this, and this. That's just not possible. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
A bit gay. I used to love The Sims. Like, I had like a aha moment the other day, and I was like, that's why I love The Sims.
Wow.
I had this weird thing with The Sims. I don't really like playing computer games that much. I don't have enough patience for it.
Yeah.
But I loved the way The Sims made me feel.
Oh, wow.
And now I understand it's because it was that remembrance again. Remembering, because I used to have I used to get the cheat code.
Oh my gosh.
And put the cheat code in for money. So I had unlimited funds of money, and I used to just press the cheat code, bing, 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 and I'd watch my bank balance go up, and I'd be like, oh, this was so good. And then if I was building my house, I'd be like, right, well, I don't even like that kitchen, but that's the most expensive one. I'm going to buy it because I can have whatever I want. I'm limitless,
That's awesome.
And And it's like when I have those very real human fears of, well, this isn't possible for me for whatever reason,
Yeah.
whether it's fear, I'm like, "Pah, yes, it is," because I'm just coding. Like, do I want to code that? Do I want that to render in my reality, in my game now? No, I bloody don't. What do I want to render in my game? Well, I want to render that I can have success, I can have financial abundance from doing a thing that I love to do, even if reality and everybody else's beliefs say, well, no, that's not possible because that only happens to a certain few, or you'd have to do this, and you're not really very good at that. And logically, it doesn't make sense. But I'm like, I'm not working in the realms of logic anymore.
No.
I'm working in the realms of gaming and coding.
Yes.
It's such a powerful shift. I hope this is making sense to
It
people.
does. Yeah, I think I'm right in there with you. I can't hear it enough when you explain it. It makes so much sense and it feels so good as well.
And that's the key. It's got to feel good.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying, like I said at the beginning, if you can leave the fear,
Yeah.
because the problem is the fear, or if when you hear this, or the uncomfortable feeling is just your subconscious, your ego protecting you, because it's like, no, you can't stop messing with my reality. This is my safety. We sit in this box. This is how the world makes sense. This is how I'm safe.
Yeah.
But if you can just push that aside, it will uncover the real feeling that's within you, which I can guarantee is one of expansion, of like, of possibility.
Yeah.
And the problem with us as humans is, as soon as we feel that feeling, there's something that comes in, our ego or our subconscious, whatever, comes in and goes, rein it in.
Yeah.
You can't think. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
You can't think that. Get back to reality. Come back down. Remember, life is hard. Life is a struggle. You're not meant for that. We can't all have success like that. Money's hard to get. All that stuff comes in. And then you go,
Yeah.
what your job is to do is go, ha, that's funny. But ego, you're not in charge anymore, because I'm the coder and I decide in my game that this is possible, this is possible, this is possible. Now, even if I am completely wrong and this isn't a game, I am telling you without a doubt, if you do this and see it this way, and you start having those feelings of, well, anything is possible for me, anything will be possible for you.
Yeah.
Anything will, and you'll do it anyway. So either way, you're going to get a great like outcome.
Definitely.
But for me, I'm like, well, obviously this is a game.
Yeah.
Obviously this isn't real.
Just makes sense,
It
doesn't
ju-
it?
yeah.
To a lot of us.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
When you're ready.
Yeah.
And so now I can feel like I can hear people go, oh yeah, but that's easier said than done, because we still live in a human world.
Yeah.
We still have bills to pay. We still have this. Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm still living in this world too. Again, it comes down to choice. We're all in different situations. I appreciate that as well. Do what you can in your own situation, or don't. Totally up to you. Makes no difference to me.
No.
But whatever situation you're in, start by, and this is where we're in 2026, has what you've been doing so far worked for you? Is it working for you? Are you happy? If so, great.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
If you feel like there's something more for you, if you feel like there's something missing, if you feel like life is supposed to be more than this, that's your inner knowing. Listen to it and then choose to do something different. Choose to go against the grain. The people that do this are brave. They're courageous. You've got to be stubborn. You've got to be strong, because you are fighting against thousands and thousands and thousands of years of collective belief of how reality looks. Thousands and thousands of years of programming, of making you forget who you are, making you be in this hamster wheel struggle where we get up, we go to work, we go to bed, we pay, we struggle, we don't ever have enough money, we're always fearing for our safety. We've all been there is a massive collective belief that this is what reality is like.
Yeah.
So it is not for the faint-hearted to say, I'm going to go against all of that and I'm going to choose to believe that I am a creator, I am creating this game, and I will create what I want.
Yeah.
You have to be delusional.
Yes.
You genuinely have to be delusional. You will think you are delusional yourself. If you told other people what you were doing who weren't in this, like, they will think you're delusional.
And that's where it gets scary again, isn't it? That's where you think, God, am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
I mean, yes, you think that because you had the past life and stuff, you had that. But genuinely, I am at a point now where, you know, at the moment, don't get me wrong, that's not to say in the future, if I have some kind of more like remembrance and I'm come up with all this crazy stuff, that I won't think I'm losing my mind. Sure, I might do. But right at this point, I just think I don't care,
Yeah.
because again, to me, this feels like, oh, of course.
Yeah. And it's the collective as well, isn't it? You can feel the consciousness rising,
Yeah.
and you don't actually feel alone.
No. There's so many people talking about this.
Yeah.
And, you know, my reality is I just live in a reality where everybody I surround myself with deliberately believes this.
Yeah.
Or understands this in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But again, I don't care.
No.
I genuinely don't, because I believe this is such truth to me.
Yeah.
It's making me feel more empowered, limitless, just excited, joyful,
Yeah.
expansive.
And it's like you've got so many of us struggle with not having a purpose as well. You know, like some of us feel like we're just floating around.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, if you don't feel like you've got an actual purpose, as in, I want to be this, I want to be that, when you come at it from that perspective, from your higher self, you've got a huge purpose here, isn't it?
It's fun.
Exactly.
And that's what it always comes back to, isn't it? It comes
Yeah.
back to fun. So to go back to my point of what I was saying there, like what you want to do going into 2026, doesn't matter what scenario you're in. Don't start with big things. Don't just think, oh, fuck it, I'm going to leave my job.
Yeah.
I haven't got any money. I'm not telling you to do that. If you'd embodied it, go for it, because you could do it. But we still do live in a human world, and we're still going against all these collective beliefs, and beliefs create your reality. So you better believe that if you believe it, that is going to be your reality.
Yeah.
So don't ever leave your job if you still believe oh no, I'm going to, But it does take, like I said, a level of bravery. It takes experience and living it. And so start with small things, like believe. Because if you believe, if you believe that you're in a game and you're coding it and anything can happen, that goes without saying then that you believe that anything is possible for you. You're always going to have everything you need, and you don't have to worry about your safety and survival, basically. So if you have those core beliefs there, you're going to all of a sudden float through your life feeling good.
Yeah.
Now, even if bad, in inverted commas, stuff happens to you, if you have those core foundational beliefs, you're going, not to say you don't feel sadness, fear to a certain extent, okay, yeah, but you understand, you allow those feelings to be there, but underlying all of that, you don't have any of the stories that say, I'm going to be abandoned, or I'm not going to survive, or what am I going to do? I'm going to die, because basically that's all of our greatest fears. That's what it is. You're not going to have that, because you're like, this is a game. Everything's always working out for me. I coded that. We don't code loss. I believe we've chosen that. That's a whole nother story, isn't it? That's in our soul contracts episode and stuff. But there's so much going on here, but what I'm trying to say is that when you hold this perspective of I'm in a game and I'm coding the game and I'm in charge of the game in every moment with my energy, you become very hyper aware of what you're coding into your system and what you're pushing out into the universe. But also you walk around with this sense of everything's working out for me.
Yeah.
So before, when you're manifesting, in the early days of manifesting, you're saying in the mirror, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me.
Yeah.
You do all the things to try and change that. But notice how it feels differently when you think, I'm in a game, I'm coding the game.
Yeah.
Well, everything's working out for me because I'm going to code it that way. It's different.
That is when it changes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you can just go, choom, you jump straight into the feeling of what it feels like. You don't have to worry about visualizing this and, repeating that in the mirror as well. You can go, once you understand that, and you don't have to understand all the quantum physics and things.
Nope.
If you can just understand that concept you've explained so well, if you can live like that, you can just jump into, like, you just see your little avatar again, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to jump into that feeling.
Yes.
Dunk, you're there. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And then you're not attached to it, which is such a hard thing, isn't it? Back in the day when we first got onto manifesting, it's like, but you've got to detach from it and let it go. And it's like, oh, I've just
But I
put so
want
much
it.
energy onto this.
Yeah.
Visualizing, tasting, smelling,
Yeah.
feeling. And now I have to detach. Like, it's so difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
But once you've gone through, it's all part of it.
Yeah.
And then when you get to this stage, you're like, okay, I want that. Don't.
Yes.
That's your message to the universe.
Exactly.
And watch it.
And start practicing, make it fun. Start practicing
Yeah.
with parking spaces.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, in my reality, in my game, I code that I always have a great parking spot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even have to worry about
No.
parking spots because there's always one there.
Yeah.
I render in my game that there's
Yeah.
a parking spot
It's gonna be
outside any
fine.
place. Like playing
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, there's always a spot outside. Like, I am not a gamer, by the way, but I have grown up with them from, you know, people. But, you know, you don't have to worry about finding a parking spot in Grand Theft
No,
Auto.
you
It's just
don't.
bloody there. You pull up outside your garage and you're in. You know, that is what I'm saying. Like, have
Yeah.
fun with it, because the key to all of this is fun, curiosity, expansion, so that you can feel the limitlessness of it.
Yeah.
The more you feel that limitlessness, the more you'll have it reflected back to you, and you'll start getting proof. Traffic lights, another great one.
Yeah.
The traffic lights, I'm just going to flow. Like, I did it the other day, and I was just through every single traffic light, bam, bam, bam. It was like Moses parting the sea. Honestly, I was like, oh. But I just know, because now I'm just like, yeah, gets to be easy. Like, time. I have been playing with that one.
Oh.
So fun. The amount of times that I have been like, well, I've clearly left this too late. There is no chance, so particularly for like our like podcast recording stuff, there's no chance I'm going to get ready in time. I'm going to do all of this, and I'm like,
Honestly.
I'm not governed by time in my game. And then I look and I'm like, I'm going to have time to spare.
Yeah.
And I truly now have, there's something has switched and embodied in me that I know that. And honestly, Bex, the other day I got ready full on from nothing. I got ready in what I can only say was probably 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not logically possible.
No, it's not. And that was all going on with you, and I wouldn't have known that. And I didn't know that. And then I saw it for myself, didn't I?
Yes.
And it's like, so we've got, Tasha's got this thing, this
teleported.
psychological thing. When we're about to do the podcast, she always needs a wee, right? And it's a big thing because it's funny how quick she is at going. She's like, you know, I'm quick at this. I'll be in and out. And she always is in and out. Like 3 minutes, you reckon?
Yeah.
So she did her usual the other day. She's like, "Right, I'm just going to go for a wee. That's quick. Okay. Oh my gosh. She was back. Right, she's got to come out the hut, go into her home, get to her toilet, do her biz, and get back, right? 1 minute. And she came in and I was like, bloody hell, that's a record, isn't it?
Because you looked at the clock, hadn't you?
It was
like,
1 minute.
Yeah, it was 1 minute on the clock.
1 minute to do that, right? And of course, then she says, well, it's nuts. I've been playing with time. I've been bending time lately. And I just saw it. I witnessed it myself. I do not know how she did it, but she did it.
Yeah.
So you
It
can
works.
teach me that next,
Yeah.
please.
It's just belief. I didn't do anything.
No.
I genuinely
nothing different.
didn't do anything.
You're
All
like-
I've got is a belief that I can get in and out of there
Love it.
quickly.
And it works.
I couldn't believe that it was only a minute, because to me,
No.
it felt like I was in, it feels like to get from here into the house to the toilet would take me a minute.
That's
Forget
right.
about having a wee.
Exactly.
getting
Wash your
back
hands
in.
and get...
Exactly. And I'm not going,
I don't know how...
rush.
Honestly,
I'm literally,
you did nothing different.
no. And so I wasn't doing anything, but
No.
it's just my belief. This is what I'm saying to you. It
Yeah.
gets to be, it's not an F. With manifesting, we're like, oh yeah, got to visualize, before in the past, got to really visualize that. Got to just, think about that, say it before I go to bed, do the things like la la la. No, you don't.
No.
Because when you work on that, when you zoom out and work on the fact that I'm in a game and I can have whatever I want, you don't have to think about it anymore. It just
No.
happens. You just do it genuinely. There's so many. So I just gave you a few examples of the things that you can start practicing on.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when it gets to the bigger things, the things that you care more about, that you
Right.
put more weight on, like
Yeah.
you have to have,
Okay.
obviously,
Yeah.
it gets harder.
Yeah.
But we're trying out our little experiment right now.
Yeah.
We're doing this, aren't we? So
Yeah.
we will keep you
We'll let
updated.
you know.
We'll let you know. But needless to say, we're already seeing things shift.
Yes.
And most importantly, we're staying in the fun, the
100%.
limitlessness of it, the pure potential. And already it's expanded the way that we've seen, the way that things can go forward.
Yeah.
But it's like no attachment,
That's
because
right.
we're almost like it's already done.
Yeah.
Now, we know for manifesting, there's lots of things that say like you have to live as it's already done.
Yeah.
Live in the end moment.
Yeah.
That's what people talk about, right? But again, we're not trying to live in the end moment. We're just like, it's done.
Done.
That's what we've seen.
Yeah.
That's what we want. It's done.
And we've done the training. So we've done all that. Like you say,
Yes,
you have to
we've worked
live
through
like it. So we've been in training, and now again, we can go straight to that feeling when we go off and have our little manifesting chats. We're like, well, yeah, because it's already happening.
Yes.
And it's gone. We've let it go.
Yeah.
But you have to go through that training first. So it is, it's not, I wonder if some people do just have it and don't have to do
I
all
think so,
that.
probably, yes.
Yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah.
But
Fab.
that's why, like, hopefully this episode is people are going to be at different journeys,
Yeah.
different points. Some people might not need to go all the way through it. This might just spark something in remembrance of someone. It might speak to someone. They might be just ready right now at
Yeah.
the frequency, at the consciousness level where they can go, yep, I can
Jump
take this
in.
and run. Other people, if it's not resonating with you right now, if you're hearing our words, but it's not really sinking in and making sense, it's totally fine. Bookmark it,
Yeah.
save it.
Try it
You'll
again.
never know, like come back to it in say 3 months time or 6 months time or whatever. You'll
Oh,
know.
yeah.
You'll
I've done
know.
that with so many things.
Yes. One thing I just want to say before we like end this is a side benefit, but it's not really a side benefit because it's all part of the game,
Yeah.
is that when you start employing everything that we've just spoken about, when you start thinking in that way, when you start, most importantly, feeling and putting it into action in your everyday life.
Yeah.
When you're in this state of joy and expansion, and it's important to note that you will have, this is where the journey comes into play with all the stuff that we've learned with the visualization, the mindset stuff, the repeating the beliefs, all the stuff that we speak about, right? This is where it's you need to have it, because you will feel this sense of expansion. You'll be in the remembrance of, oh my God, I'm in a game and everything's possible for me and I'm coding my reality right now in this game. There's times when you will slip out of it because we're in the early stages of remembering, and we're still fighting, like I said, against all this collective belief, other people's beliefs around you, your own beliefs. What you have to do in the times where you feel that limitlessness dropping a little bit, where you hear that old voice again coming in and going, no, you need to strategize. No, you need to, that's never going to happen. When you start thinking in a linear way, that's when you employ back all your, the belief work.
Yeah.
No, I hear that this is my old subconscious belief. I'm not playing that game anymore. I have to remember that I am bigger than this. I'm in this reality. So you kind of start doing this, right? But so what I wanted to say was the side effect of living like this in this state of limitlessness, and what then only creates joy and flow and ease and fun and curiosity and magic, is that you are in this vibration, you are out of the vibration of survival and scarcity and tunnel vision, which one prevents you from feeling that joy. But also when you're up here in that space and you don't have the survival and the scarcity playing at you, knocking at your door, invading your consciousness, messing up your code, you can then become peaceful.
Yeah.
It's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
And you start being able to hear the guidance.
Well, you're not overthinking as well, are you? Because,
so you're in that state of
that's
openness.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because there's something in this game, I think we have helpers.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think how that would fit in with the metaphor. So like, okay, so I'm thinking I did used to play Zelda, Legend of Zelda, right? You won't know what I'm talking about,
No.
but I used to play Legend of Zelda, and he had a little pixie
Oh.
called Navi, and you could click on her if you needed help or guidance. You could click on her, and she'd say, "You need to go to here or do that." Right.
Yeah.
So I think we also that's our guides, that's our higher self.
Yeah.
That's, you know, we are trying to talk to ourselves constantly. That version of us, our soul, who's wearing our head, you know, our goggles.
Yeah.
And we got a team of, because this is like a, you know, it's an important game.
Yeah.
We've got a team of like advisors and helpers around us that are like with us in this game. When we're quiet and in this state of joy, we can then hear the messages that we and they are sending to us into the game to go here, go there, right?
Yeah.
And so then as a side benefit of living like this, we become connected to our intuition and to the signs.
Right.
And so when we can pay attention to them, when we trust that this is a game and we're safe and we are coding our reality, and so our coder is actually talking to us in our ear as well, well, of course, you're going to follow those nudges because you're going to trust them and you're going to know, well, I'm coding it, so let's go over there. And that's when you start being able to take the steps that don't make logical sense in the real world, but from an outsider's perspective, the person who's coding the game, they're like, well, go here because I know what's coming next. Like, I know where we're going. I know what's going to render when you go over here and over there. And so you start trusting your intuition. You start being guided by this higher consciousness, this higher, bigger awareness who has a bigger perspective of what's going on in your life, and also is great at like manipulating things, making things happen, bringing the right people to you, the right opportunities. Go here because then that's going to lead on to that. That's going to lead on to that.
And you become so much braver.
Yeah,
well, don't you?
But you've got trust.
Yeah.
So I think it takes bravery first.
Yeah.
Because we have to trust the unseen.
Yeah.
But once you've done it and you see it happen, you don't need bravery anymore because it's just like, well, obviously, like it's like me with going to the toilet quick.
Yeah.
I don't need any bravery. I don't need to got to be fast, got to work outside time. I'm just like, well, that's it. That is just how it is, you know. Did that make you laugh? What
That's
did
a
I
little
do?
insight there. Gotta go on YouTube for this one.
We need to make a clip of that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just trust. You trust, and everything. That is why everything feels like it's working out for you. You're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
You trust that because the more you do it, the more you experience it. So there's so much more. Honestly, there is so much more that I could talk about. But I feel like this has given a good jump in.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, please, if you don't do it after listening to this, please don't just press stop and carry on, like go, oh, that was cool, and carry on. Please try and get this working in your life in just a small way. Like, for example, we're nearly at Christmas. I haven't got Chris a Christmas present yet. He's really annoying because he doesn't know. He never tells me what he wants, and he has everything he wants anyway. And I'm rubbish. In my belief system, I'm rubbish at buying presents, right? So I always get stressed around this time.
You don't like shopping?
I don't like shopping. At this time, I think it's like, what, the 19th of December?
Yeah.
Okay, so Christmas is next week. I haven't got him anything. And I am just like, this is a chance where I get to live in my coded world. And I'm coding now, and I imagine it as it coming out of my chest. It's like, for me, this is just how I see it. It's like yellowy golden, and I can see all these like weird symbols, and that's my code that I'm propelling out of my chest area, out of my solar plexus heart chest area, and it's pushing forward in front of me. And that's the code, literally coding right now in real time. And so I'm pushing out this code that the right present, Chris is going to have a present to open that he's going to love. It's going to be the best present that he needs, and it's going to come to me. And I don't care about time because time doesn't exist, and we told you that. I know and I trust that when I'm quiet and I'm in that expansive energy of I can do anything, like, you know, of course I can bring a gift into my reality. Of course I can. It's going to be there, and I have no fear or worry about it. Now, in that now makes me feel calm. I'm not stressing going, oh my God, like Googling, what am I going to do? I had a moment last night and I was like, do I choose to code this into my reality? Because I know what's going to get reflected back. He's going to have no bloody gift to open on. I don't want that, thank you. So put the phone down, took a breath, remember who I am, remember what I'm playing, and push that code back out there again. We need a coherent code. We have to trying to keep it as consistent as possible, because if you're putting in one code but you don't press enter and all of a sudden you're typing in, like another code, your old code, it's going to start rendering that again. Also important to note, if you're typing in your new expansive code but you don't press enter, your computer is just going to default back to its original code, which is the code that's not really working for you at the moment. It's the one that we were all programmed into when we came into here, which is that we can't control our reality and we're subject to life and the external reality, which we're not. So anyway, that's another like way of just kind of using this in your everyday life, because like you going back to what you said, we're humans. We are living this life of, like mundane, if you like. But this is what we came here for. This is the beauty. When you can see the beauty in it, you can live and have fun. And how amazing is it just to think I can give someone whatever they want? Like I can think of the best present that's going to make them the happiest. And I don't have to think about it. I'm just going to be guided to it. I can create it.
And just having this conversation, like you just can't get bored of it, because every time we do this, I take something else. Like when you've been talking today, I'm just having this thing in my mind where it's joy is the connection to our higher selves and for everything happening for us. I feel like it's joy is the frequency. And that's just me. That's just what I've taken from this. That's so cool, isn't it? Everyone will take different things. And, and we can have this conversation next week and I'll take something else. That's but I've really taken that today from this, is the joy is going to be, I see like this golden thread of joy going up to your higher self. And that is the connection. That is when things are going right for you.
Yeah. Love that.
So I'm going to focus on that.
That's beautiful, and that's only a good thing. It is. It's all about the joy and having fun and staying in that high vibration, because then that's how, like we said, during that piece, you can hear the signs, you can hear the guidance, and you're just thinking from a positive perspective. And whether you know it or not, that code that you're pushing out is rendering a better reality for you.
And like you say, I know we can't live like that constantly, sunshine and roses. I'm not saying that, but just what I'm taking from that is my underlying frequency that I want to achieve is joy. Come what may, things come into your life that you can't come at with joy, obviously. But if that can be my underlying programming to try and always find it again. That's what I'm integrating now while you're talking.
That's amazing.
So thank you, my love.
I love that. You're welcome. Right. Well, that is it for. There you go. You're welcome. Great start to 2026. We'll just throw you in the deep end. But if I can say anything, the one thing I will leave you with to help you with this is be delusional.
Oh, yeah.
Be delusional. It's okay to be delusional. It's good to be delusional. You're being brave. It takes courage. And it takes determination. It takes stubbornness and strength to go against everything the world has told us and programmed us with, everything that's stored in our DNA that tells us that all of this is a load of nonsense and we have to get back to the real world and we have to struggle and we have to work hard and life has to be hard and we have to stay in this hamster wheel of a grind of doing things that don't light us up until we die. It's just like it's a choice. That it's such a lie, and it's when you see it, like it's like you can't unsee it, and it's like, oh my god, freaking hell, this is just so obvious. What are we, what have we been buying into?
And so empowering, because again, you drop another layer that you didn't know was there of how controlled you once were. Because you have been so empowered once you really understand it. And then, I mean, God, look what opens up then when the fear goes, all these opportunities open up for you. So,
and remember, you are the one with the controller. You are the one on the keyboard coding it. Other people cannot affect your code. Only you can affect your code. They can manipulate you into thinking, forgetting that you are the creator of your reality and that you are the one that is typing in that code. They absolutely can do that, and that's how they do it, and it is through fear. And I say I'm just forget about who they is, or let's just say it's the programming, it's the malicious virus malware code that's come in and made you forget who you are. So just think of it like that. You're not going to be, you've got the best antivirus software going. It cannot get through your firewalls.
Oh, I love this. Honestly, it's so good.
It can't get through your firewalls. Only you can be the one that punches in a code that doesn't serve you, a code that makes you forget who you are. A limitless creator who can have whatever the bloody hell you want. Keep strong, keep going. You will falter, but just pick yourself back up. Remind yourself who you are. Come back to this episode, listen to this episode again, and get creating, because when you create the things that you have come here to create, we are all going to benefit from it. And I am ready for it. So bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Have an awesome rest of your January, guys.
Yeah.
We will see you next week. Who knows what bombshell will be dropping on you then, but until next time, take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.